Episode 33 at the Back of the Class podcast. I'm Glenn Anderson.
I'm Ben Hanlon.
And before we start off this week's episode, I'd like to say huge thank you to our sponsors, the Bar Griffin Inn, the Members First Credit Union, Pitchside Pizza and Grill, and VIR Electrical. And this week we're joined by
Kez. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Well,
we were moving things out of the way. There was something at the door there and we were moving it out of the way saying we didn't want you to fall over.
I'm had to kill myself off the chair there now myself.
That's me, my biggest fear is bringing a guest in and then somebody just falls over something at the door. It'd be just a disaster.
Hit one of the mics and they go splats or something.
Yeah.
How are you anyway?
Yeah, fresh boys, how are you?
All good, yeah.
All good.
Fair play. Do you have any gigs coming up? Are you busy at the minute? Or?
What's the next one? Day before Paddy's Day in Navan in the Palace. We're kind of keeping it like minimal now coming up to Longitude.
Are you nervous for Longitude?
No.
Are you?
No.
Just gonna live the moment.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's something that's like...
I seen the video you put out and it's them talking on another podcast and they were saying that's mental, he was in the crowd and it was his song, and then seeing the video you dancing and all.
Just sick. I stood there last year and said, and I don't like saying it and sounding cocky, but I fully believed standing there last year that I was going to do it this year. So when it got confirmed this year, it was a great grant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously I was buzzing and delighted and I'm grateful for the opportunity and I'm so thankful
I
for
think that was because I was seeing you were reading that book, The Secret.
Yeah.
That changed my whole mindset.
Yeah,
both of us.
We're having getting a mate on it now as well. He owns his own capper and he's on it now as well.
Yeah, well this is what the funny thing is, I think I was doing it for so long without knowing I was manifesting.
Same with me, yeah.
I was visualising the stuff that's been going on in my life the last 6 months since I'm 13, 14 years of age.
Yeah.
So now I'm 26, turning 27. It's all starting to happen. It's not shocking me because it's always been in my head.
Yeah,
do you get me?
You knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know when.
But I didn't know it was manifestation until I got about a year or two ago. I got flat into it. Like I meditate now every night before I go to bed.
Do you?
Yeah. I do like guided meditation before I go to sleep and all.
So do you find it easier visualising when you do the meditation? Or? I find it very hard to sort of visualise and focus on something.
I do as well. I'm like riddled ADHD, autism, a lot like.
Yeah.
So trying to actually sit and meditate, the only thing I can do it is when I'm lying in bed, when I'm kind of calm and that's it. I couldn't sit in the middle of the day and meditate.
Yeah.
Because my head races all day.
Yeah.
But I do it before I'm going to sleep and I can drift off to sleep doing it and then I wake up in the morning and do my affirmations and do my day then and that's it.
Do you believe in manifestation?
100%.
I didn't until I read the Secret.
Yeah.
And now I really strongly believe that like you have to sort of be in a good mindset and you have to know what's going to happen and you have to, like when you're in a mood where you know what's going to happen and the opportunities that will happen that the opportunities that you can take to make that happen present themselves more when you're in a good mindset, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Rather than thinking it's not going to happen, then you won't see the opportunities.
That's exactly,
it's like the Ray Car theory. If you're looking for it, it'll come.
Exactly, yeah. If you keep your head positive is going to come back to you. If you put out positive is going to come back to you. Do you know what I mean? You do good is going to come back to you.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like that, I have a thing that I love following, like in my whole life. It's a saying, like it's like, don't say you can't, say you haven't done it yet.
Exactly.
So like never say you can't do something just because you haven't done it yet.
We're huge on the quote. You probably hear a few throughout the episode.
Lovely. I love the quotes, boys.
Yeah.
We look the best one in that book is...
you put on your story earlier on.
I'm flat on them. And the best one in that book is like, your mind is the most powerful tool in the universe.
Yeah.
And your mind is a magnet, like you're a magnet. And that's what makes you think like that was one that like when I read that book and I was like that makes a load of sense now.
Me and Glenn was actually on Dave Gorman's Unsung Heroes there during the week.
Yeah.
And Glenn came out on what was it? Visual limitation is a creation of the mind.
Yeah.
And I was laughing. He popped it out that one.
But then my mate texted me the other day when he got the book and he's flat on it now as well. And he was like, the law of gravity and the law of attraction are the same thing.
Yeah.
They both do the same thing. Like if the law of gravity, you go up in the air, you come back down.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It's mental, the crossovers and all. And then you feel like a mad like airy fairy when you're walking around. And I'm following numbers and all now. And
I
all,
got the book I did and I was hiding it in Eason's and all. I was like, I don't want that one to do that.
Getting mad looks. Who's this young playing a tracksuit boy in The Secret?
Yeah.
But that's the problem though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this should be taught in schools, boys. I think that this should be pushed on everyone. Like, and I say the lads are sick. Even I was giving him a lecture there outside Liffey Valley about it, telling one of the boys like that you just stop caring about anyone.
Yeah.
Like don't care about me, even don't care about the boys. Like just care about you. Think about you. Stop thinking about everyone else and what they're doing. Think about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
when you cloud your mind with all this extra shit, like, that's all it's just gonna be mess, man. If you are clear minded and you're thinking about your path, your vision, what you want to do, it's going to happen. You put the work in, it's gonna come to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
So
We'll bring it back to the start now, right? So basically, we go back. Tell us what life was like growing up for you, where you went to school, sort of did you enjoy school, all of that.
So we grew up in Wicklow. School was rough. Didn't like school at all. I never liked school. Always would have been like, was always flat in the music.
Yeah.
Like, born into a musical family. I started playing the drums when I was 4. Like,
Yeah.
did that all the way up till I was 14, and then dashed it and started DJing. So I was always with one music onto the other. Well, growing up in Wicklow, there wasn't a lot of. It's not even growing up in Wicklow. I say this like, now you was looking at DJing as a career. It's a lot more accepted now.
Yeah.
Do you get me? There's about 20 DJs per kilometre now when you walk around. Like, everyone's a DJ. That wasn't like that when I started 12 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So I would have got a lot of hassle when I started DJing.
Yeah.
People were like, this fella thinks he's Tiesto, and like, that's not going to be a real job, and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And
how did you make the transition from the drums to DJing? Because that's sort of a big switch up, isn't it?
I just got sick of I got sick of drumming, and I would have got picked on a little bit in school for like listening to the rock music and all, because obviously like that's what you're playing, the drums.
Yeah.
And I kind of just let society then get me head, and I was like, oh no, it's not cool to be a drummer, so I dashed it, and I'm raising I dashed it, because I could still do it now. I've picked up a set of sticks, but I was really good. Like, I was in an academy every Saturday with like you two, your man Bono's kid and all. Like, I was like, I was flat on the drums. Like, the plan then was that I was gonna be a drummer in a band. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do with my life. So I was never sitting there going, I'm gonna be a teacher or a doctor or any of that. Like, it was always gonna be music. Like, so
the bullying must have taken a toll on you.
Yeah, just there was. I got picked on because it was different. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I was always different. Like, so that. It was just like a target on me back, and you know what kids are like, you know what I mean? Anyone's a little bit different.
Yeah.
They're gonna get it.
You're getting it, like, and that's it. So I just said, no, that's it, it's too much hassle, and I've thrown the towel.
Do you ever think that you'll put like the drums into your mixes and music?
Just the reason I started the drumming was my owl lad's a drummer. So like, from the time I could hold a set of sticks, he had me drumming. I got my first kit when I was 6, like I was playing from when I was 4. So in the future, I'd love to get me dad drumming on the tracks.
Yeah.
I think that'd be lethal. Like.
That would be sick.
Does
that get done a lot in DJ? Drums, like.
They do the live orchestras. You ever see like your man Declan Pearce does like the live shows, and Pete Tong does it, like beat the orchestra, and they have a full ensemble there, and there's like a full orchestra doing it. So it is done, like. But I'd love to get me dad in a studio and do the drumming live, because at the moment, like, everything that I'm using production wise, I'm just picking off the laptop. Do you know what I mean? The sounds are all there, like.
Yeah.
And talk us through how you fell into the DJing then.
To be honest, my cousin on my dad's side, 2 of my cousins on my dad's side are DJs, and my dad's uncle was a DJ. But they did, like, my uncle would have been doing like weddings and parties and stuff, so I kind of was aware of it. And then it actually was like the likes of Avicii, Martin Garrix, and seeing the videos of them at like Tomorrowland and all, and seeing the buzz of them being on stage playing these tunes. And I seen that, and I was like, yeah, that looks lethal, this is what I'm going to do. So I just decided, and that was it. And I got my 4 set of decks that Christmas and just started.
I'm always looking at clips of that Tomorrowland. Do you ever see a man Steve McCoy in Tomorrowland?
Yeah, throwing the cakes sick. And all. That's what it was.
That one of your dream spots to play?
Tomorrowland. Yeah, it would be cool. I'd say the dream probably, like, end goal right now, like, short term, I'd love to do Creamfields.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, like Tomorrowland, I would love to do it because it's something from like when I started watching, but Creamfields would be the one for me.
The Tree Arena be a goal for you?
100%. 100%,
yeah. Coming from like Ireland as well, I think that's the main goal.
Yeah, I think any DJ now, since Belter's done it, I think any DJ now is looking at it going,
but you need people like that, don't you? Like to pave the path and to show that it is, you can do it. Like
before, like you think about it, before the lads did it, no one in Ireland had done it.
So everybody, like what we were just saying, everybody would have limited that moment thinking that you can't do this, but now that they've done it, they're like, this can be done.
This is it. There's less doubt now. So like if you were to go into your ma tomorrow and say, I'm going to be a DJ and producer, at least your ma can go on the telly and see the boys, or see the likes of, you know what I mean, like Score or Cameron or any of these boys that are doing it big time now.
Yeah.
And it's not an unreachable goal in their heads, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's obtainable. Yeah.
It's obtainable, do you know what I mean? Yeah, whereas 12 years ago, my man that should have told me, what are you talking about? But my man that were like, alright, sound, what do you need? Dex, grand, cool, there you go.
And when you first got into the DJing, did you sort of get that same sort of hate and backlash again? And
Yeah.
how did you sort of overcome that?
I just didn't care, man. Like,
Yeah.
there was one time I remember sitting on a bus and like people sitting in front of me not knowing I was sitting beside them, and they were like laughing at one of my Instagram posts. Like, this was
Really,
like before
yeah.
I was anything. I was only doing under 18 discos and like parties around Wicklow. Like,
Yeah.
I was only about 17, and they were like laughing at me. I remember that let me down, like that hurt me a little bit. I remember being a little bit upset over that and like talking to my mum about it and all, and just whatever, like just get over it, show them like.
But that's sick. Like, they
Yeah,
didn't
it's
even
weird, like-
realise that you're sitting beside them
Yeah.
and they seen your
Yeah,
content.
sitting in
So,
front of me,
so
like,
take the
laughing.
positive over it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
just-
they didn't even know you when they seen your song. So
Yeah.
that's good going. Like,
But I never got any, like, even now, I think now in Wicklow I'm starting to get a lot more support because I'm doing bigger things.
Yeah.
But, like, up until this year, I got no support in Wicklow. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I moved I moved to Cowlock in 2016, and that's when I, like, clicked and was like, right, now I have to get everyone up here to know who I am. So I had no following up here, no support up here, and I just grinded it out to get known up here with nobody, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just hounded people out, hounded them, sending me tunes around, and eventually the right people just seeing them and start playing them out, and that's I literally built from the ground up here, you know what I mean?
And how old were you when you started going into different events and DJing and making tracks and?
First time I was in a nightclub I was 16.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
was-
you're young.
Two fellas from the village beside me in Wicklow took me under their wing and started bringing me to parties and all. And then eventually they got me into one of the nightclubs with them. Now I was shocking. Do you know what I mean? I was so bad, like.
Yeah.
But they gave me the shot, and then they got me a couple more nightclub gigs when I was 16. And by the time I was 17, I was in another nightclub across the road. I was doing the 18th and the 21st. And then I was getting Saturday nights the odd time there. And then the two of them closed. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
just after I moved to Dublin, the two of them were gone, yeah. So
So were you in school during this as well?
yeah.
And what were the sort of teachers saying? A lot of teachers trying.
They were
knock you
just
down,
like,
don't they?
oh yeah, Kaz is DJing, like yeah. Like it was just, oh yeah, cool, yeah, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like, what about college? What are you gonna do? Like, what's your job gonna be?
Did you always have
DJing.
the vision in your head that you're going
Yeah.
to be a full-time DJ?
Yeah. We
Sick.
did a year course in Bray, a DJ course, and I simply just did it to, so that me ma, like, just
get
to
off
see
your
able to
back.
say I went to college. I did a year of it, like,
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
So
And
you
it was
finished
just
out
DJing.
school, obviously, yeah.
Finished, did the leaving and all.
Right.
Just about made it through the leaving cert, like.
Yeah.
And do you remember the first song you made? The first like track?
No, I can't. There was 2 or 3 that I made that were scrap, and I hadn't even figured out SoundCloud yet. I put them on Facebook as a video or something.
Oh, right.
Mental, like.
yeah.
And then I remember when I went to college, I figured out how to upload it to SoundCloud, and it's still up now on my SoundCloud. The first track I ever put up,
Is it,
it's
yeah?
still sitting at like 2,000 plays or something. Like,
What's it called?
it's called Keep It Down. It's if you scroll to the very bottom, it's the first track
Yeah.
there. I'm still there now.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
always keep it up just to.
Do you remember your first sort of big gig where the nerves set in? Or?
The first time I got booked up here, I was rattling.
Why, yeah.
We got booked, so I got friends with, you ever hear Chantal Kavanagh?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Chantal,
No,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got friends with Chantal. She gave me my first gig up here actually in Dublin. So she booked me for the old 3940. I think that club's gone now, isn't it? 3940? Yeah. So that would have been like the old Index years ago. And opened the main room there for her, and I was a wreck, boys.
Well, yeah.
I was a wreck. Like, no amount of drink could have helped me before that. I was taking rescue remedy and all, like, it was
How'd you
heavy.
deal with the nerves? You drink?
That's when I started, yeah. That's when I started using the drink then. So,
Right,
like,
right.
up until this January, I had never DJ'd without having at least one drink. Even playing, like, I did a day party for Culture Ireland there on New Year's Eve, day before New Year's Eve, and I still had a drink before that, like, and it was like 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Do the nerves fade away the more you do it, or are they always there? You just know how to deal with them better?
I'm just trying to find another way to deal with them now.
Right.
Before I get any busier, before I get doing any bigger shows, I want to be able to say I don't rely on alcohol.
Yeah,
To play.
definitely, yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I've done 5, 6, 7 or 8 now this year, completely sober.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a big difference in me.
Did you find it hard transitioning into that? Yeah.
Yeah. It was alright because the first one was down the country. I did like a mini tour of Ireland, all the shooting towns. So the first one was like down the country, so like no one really knew, like people were there for me, but like the majority of them were just out because it was a Tuesday and it was a shooting town. So it wasn't as much pressure as if I'm doing like a headline show in the Button Factory or something.
Yeah.
Still, I know people are there for me, and I know I'm probably going to walk into them when I'm walking down Mary Street, like.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit more pressure, but like none of the lads were going to be there, and I was just there with me and my partner and one of my mates that I grew up with, like. So I was like, just get it done,
Just do your own thing, yeah.
just.
And what's the
shut up.
feeling like after a gig? I'd say it's like ecstatic. I actually wanted to be DJ when I was growing up, like.
Did you, yeah?
I just thought it was sick, like playing to the crowd up on the stage, everybody
Yeah.
looking up at you, you know what I mean?
Why
Just
did that
tunes
shit?
and all. I don't know, I think I
You
still
do a
have time.
podcast?
Yeah, I think I still have time, but it's
You do, of
it's
course
not a
you do, yeah.
priority anymore. Like I just want to get going with the podcast
Yeah, you
and all,
have
do
a
you know
good
what I mean?
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I'm definitely gonna
too
think about
many
getting into it
DJs
as
now
well.
anyway, boys.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
It's rough now.
Everybody's DJ now.
Yeah,
innit?
we feel bad for all the uncles and young ones starting now. Like, there's no clubs. They're
Yeah,
all
no, yeah.
killing each other for gigs. Like, there's it's like dog eat dog. Like, at least when I was starting, there was about 20 nightclubs, about 30 different events. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was a stage where we all would have been playing in like 5 different clubs over the weekend. Like,
So do you think the likes of like Manchester, Mallorca and all are helpful
yeah, 100%.
for like, cause obviously the amount of clubs that aren't here, like
Yeah.
having to go abroad.
Yeah. Well, I think I haven't done a season abroad now, but I think any of the boys that have, they recommend it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out of Ireland anyway and go and spread your legs and experience the world and
Yeah.
get out of Ireland for a while anyway. You know what I mean? It's meant to be good for the head as well. Like,
Yeah.
but
Did I see you were playing over in Spain?
I did Spain a couple of times last year. I did a beta twice. And
Was it your first time gone away, DJ?
I'd been booked in Liverpool a couple of times before.
Really? Liverpool's
yeah.
meant to be mad.
Yeah, mental boys.
What was that?
Mental.
Is it worse
yeah.
than Dublin? Like
I don't know if it's worse than Dublin, but everything says open at 6 o'clock.
in the morning?
Yeah, so they have the late licence, so it's like
Yeah.
it is a little bit more mad.
It's a
like,
rough
yeah,
crowd,
they're
yeah.
very Scousers are very similar to the Irish, I think. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like us with a different accent.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the later closing time, like.
Yeah, 100%.
But it is, yeah, it's good.
I'm obviously like being noticed then by Patrick Toppin. So there you go.
Mental boys.
Yeah.
I just got. I'm not gonna say I got lucky, like, but it was just the way it happened was mental, and it's mad that you're sitting in this room because it was you that flagged it with me actually. So I'll tell
So what happened for the
how
people?
it
that don't
happened,
Yeah,
right?
go.
So I got this time last year. I was still working in the kitchen and I was mopping the floor one night, and my phone started ringing, and it was this woman from the north, and she was like, "Are you booked tomorrow night?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Do you want to come to Belfast and play Telegraph Building for the SoundCloud I Beat the Rocks party?" And I was like, "Yeah, right, grand." And now this sounds like a long story, but I promise it all ties in. Yeah, it all makes sense. So I said, "Right, grand, cool." And then I went home and I was telling my partner, I was like, "Right, we're going to Belfast tomorrow." She rings me back and she's like, "Yeah, come up tomorrow, do the room 2, and then we'll chat about Ibiza in the next couple of weeks." And I was like, "What are you on about?" And she's like, "No, we want you to come and play in Ibiza Rocks as well for SoundCloud as well." Like, and I was like, "You just dropped that on me in the middle of a phone call." So
yeah.
we start crying, we go mad, I'm delighted, blah blah blah. Because at that time, this time last year, I was in a completely darker place. Like, I was in a real bad spot. Was ready to throw the towel in, so that I needed that.
Right.
So then, fast forward to May, the end of April, sorry. The week before I go to Ibiza, come home from work, start making this tune on the laptop, end up being Sweet Tea. Made it on a Bluetooth speaker in my sitting room, like, "This is little," sent to all the boys. The boys were like, "That sounds like Patrick," like, send it to Trick, his label. I was like, yeah, maybe. So went to work the next day, sent it to Trick on the bus on the way home. 15 minutes later, Patrick emailed me back and he's like, "Yeah, that's sick. Can you send me the like mastered version?" Which just basically means that they make it sound better than what you make, like. And sent it to him. And then literally within the next 2 days, I was at Ibiza. So I flew into Ibiza the day before because I wanted to kind of just relax and chill out because my nerves were gone. Obviously, like, I wanted to go, and I'd never been to Ibiza, so. Jazzy was playing with Kaylee Glynn on this Saturday, so me and my partner went to see her and was in bed by 9 o'clock that night, sitting in Ibiza, like, mental. Like, everyone else would have been out on the drink, but I was just rattled. And something woke me up that night at 3:30 in the morning. Something like just completely just went like that and woke. And I had a message off him on my phone, and he was like, "Bro, Patrick's there playing Sweet Tea at Ewan McVicker's festival in Scotland." And I was like, "What?" So I opened up Instagram and there's the video of Patrick playing it. I was like, "What the fuck, this is
That's
mental,
crazy,
boys."
yeah.
So then I had to try and get back asleep
With all the excitement.
with all that excitement.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning and I'm sitting on the bed doing the USB for Ibiza Rocks, so I'm going to go and play Ibiza Rocks now in 2 hours. And then Patrick emails me, he's like, yeah, I want to sign the tune to Trick, like. And I was like, oh lads, like what? This is all just coming at me at once. Like everything was just bomb, bomb, bomb. So I had to just kind of forget about it, and then go and fucking play. And I beat the Rocks, and they keep the head. And then we went out and had a few drinks, and then met my manager that day. He signed me then the week later, and then it was just.
But that's what they say,
Gone,
innit? It
like-
takes years and then it all happens at once.
Yeah, it all just was
Like a lot of
domino.
people would have recognised you off that tune, but
Yeah,
you've been DJing for years before that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Talk
long
us through
time.
the process. Talk us through the process of making that. Like what gave you the idea for it?
For the tune.
Yeah, Sweet Tea.
Don't know. I was trying to make a sound that another DJ had used. It was like a sound from like a sound from like a 90s tune.
Yeah.
And I started building this like synth on the laptop, this sound. And it ended up just being that instead. So I was like, oh, that actually sounds little. So I did the little dun, 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 dun with it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, need a vocal. So went through the laptop. I would sit for hours and just download acapellas or vocals that I think I'll use in the future. So I'm flicking through all the acapellas. And the Sweet Tea in the group. But the first little bit was like, Herbie, my headphones are not loud enough.
Yeah.
That's
That
lethal.
is sick. Yeah.
That little intro was lethal. So I was like, right, yeah, I'm going to use that, put it in. Or this L1 rapping. I was like, that's lethal, right? Put it in and then just put the organ over it. And I was like, oh, this is a bit mad. Like,
Yeah.
just all literally clicked like that. Like, if we have a good run like that, it'll take me 15 minutes to get it all together.
Yeah.
I might spend 2 days then perfecting it and adding everything into it. But the main bulk I'll get done like that. Because once I'm hyper focused on it, don't talk to me, leave me for that 20 minutes and I'll get it dashed, like, it'll be done.
Yeah, I
So
remember the
literally
first
like
time
that.
I heard it, I was in one of the lads' gaffs over the Christmas there. He has a mental gaff. He has a bar and a sitting room and all. His kitchen table.
Lovely.
His kitchen table turns into a pool table and all. He has a dartboard beside his telly in the kitchen, right? He's a mad thing. Shout out to Chris for
That's a
listening, right?
playroom, man.
Oh, it's great. And his garden, his nanny lives next door, so they knocked down the wall and turned his garden into a big berry garden as well. It's fucking... Ellie, it's the party house, and anyway, we get you playing there soon.
Yeah.
But we were all, a few of the lads were all in there, and one of the lads was connected, and he started playing the tunes and all, and it's Sweet Tea's come on, and the whole lot of us that didn't hear it before looked at each other. We were like, that's fucking sick and all. We were like, who
Yeah,
plays that and all? Kaz, and we were like, that is lethal. I haven't heard that, and ever since that day, I think I've played it every day,
Oh, yeah.
every
Yeah.
single day.
Oh, yeah, actually, do you know where I heard it first? I was actually on Jay Cullen's page,
Yeah.
and I clicked onto it, and Jay had it was like a mini vlog he had up of him doing Longitude,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Jay's on the spin stage, and through the background you can hear Sweet Tea, but I was
Yeah.
like, who runs that song? Like, you get me? I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find it anywhere, and then I'm not sure where I seen it then second time. Could have been Robbie G, or it was one of them
Yeah, yeah.
posted it, and then I was like, I found your name, and then it all
Then
same
I
with me.
found
I've been
it, yeah.
listening to it
Where
ever
was
since.
the first place you played it, and what was the reaction like?
We didn't get to play it until... I didn't even play it in Ibiza that weekend because it was on kind of during the day and it just wasn't a buzz. So
Right,
I didn't
yeah.
get to play it till like a month later. I played in So Below. That was the first place I played it.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, I think it was So Below, yeah.
What you mean it wasn't the buzz? Is that
Like, it
different
was-
crowds like?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I beat the Rocks. It was like it's like a pool party, so it was like the middle of the day. I think I played it like 2:30, and like I was on first. I was on second, so like it was kind of just groovy numbers. Like, so I just played loud like groovy house, like. But I
Yeah.
didn't want to come in and just hop on the dance floor.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
too much. Like,
So would you sort of judge the crowd before you click onto a playlist, or what way would you do it?
I don't plan my sets. Like, I'll do it with my USB. I have it all in like I have me tune sorted in like kind of warm ups, peak time, and then just like fillers.
Yeah.
And I won't go in with say a set 30 songs because you could get there and they might not like any of them. You don't know what crowd is going to be standing in front of you. Now it's a little bit easier now because I'm getting a little bit bigger and I'm getting booked to do Kaz sets. Whereas last year when I was just doing like Diva on a Saturday night or just doing a set in Soundhouse or something, I would have to play a warm up, so
Yeah.
I couldn't go in and play exactly what I wanted to play.
Yeah.
But I had to play for the crowd. But now it's a little bit easier. People are buying tickets to come and see you. They want you to play your set. So I can play heavy, I can play belters. Like,
Yeah.
so like at that Ibiza Rocks gig, I was more focused on making a good impression than going on and playing a load of belters. So I wanted to play a good warm up set, just groovy numbers, and not have just
Yeah.
people listening to headbang music at half two in the day when they're
Yeah.
all probably dying hungover and all. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And you know, Jazzy, I see you remix her songs a few times.
Yeah, Jazzy's good, mate. Jazzy's a gem. Like,
Would she have like helped you like
Yeah,
with confidence in music and all?
major,
Do you know,
yeah.
like on the days where you're like, because everyone, I even get them days. Everyone gets them days where you're down, and like, would she be one of them that build you back up?
yeah,
that confidence?
majorly. Like, Jazz does a lot for me, man. Like, she's if I've remixed her tunes, she's put them in the playlist. She shared me tunes.
That's
like,
what I've seen her share you a few times.
yeah. So Jazz she's a gem. She's a gem. She does a lot for producers and DJs in the area and in Dublin, like in Ireland in general.
And what was it like building a connection to like Patrick Toppin? It's obviously he's huge as well. Is that mad? Was it? Yeah.
It was so when Sweet Tea came out on his label in October, the 11th October, and he actually brought me to Manchester because he was playing the Warehouse project over there. So he brought me to Manchester to come out on stage and play it, and that was thousands of people. That's the most amount of people I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what the cap was that night, but it just didn't look like people. It was just like, you know, in SpongeBob when they're on the beaches and they have the crowds of all the fish, and it doesn't even look. They just don't have faces. It's like that. So, but that was like, we walked into the artist area that day, and my manager was there because Dara, the DJ from the north, he's managed by my manager as well, and Dara was playing that night, so we all went together. And like the first person I meet when I walked in was like Eats Everything. It was a huge DJ, like an OG DJ. And then I look and me Clowney, and then Patrick comes down and Patrick's chatting. They're like, right, we're gonna film some content. I'm like a dirt in headlights because I'm meeting all these DJs that I've like only seen on the screen for years and idolised for years, and they're all just like talking to me and around me. I met like Test Press and all these like just serious artists, like, and then they were like, right, we're gonna walk the stage with Patrick, like, so I was like walking through the back with Patrick and all his clique and like my manager, and I'm just like, oh,
it's mad that you think
like,
from looking at them on like a screen for ages, even like, obviously I've never met Patrick, but like looking at them you think they're not real, but until you meet them you're like, this is just a normal person that worked hard, but in your own head you have it like,
you have them on a pedestal, like, and that even happens like with DJs now, man, in Dublin. Like someone comes up to me and asks me for a picture, I think you are mad. Like, even you.
What's that like?
Why do you want me to sit here for an hour and talk shit? You know what I mean? Because you don't look at yourself. You have to remember, people are watching you on social media and they think that you're this big thing. You're just a young fella. Like you just make
we've wanted you on for a while. We wanted you on for a while. Like I've seen you a while back from Sweet Tea, but I've followed your page and all, and I was like, definitely need to get Kaz on.
And what was it like doing the DJing during? You had a day job for a while as well, didn't you?
I only just left my day job there
in
January.
What's that feeling like?
Oh, it's lovely, boys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that like a sort of dream come true for you?
Yeah. I have I have my affirmations on my phone in the morning. I have my list of goals then, so I have my personal career goals. Then I have long-term ones, but I go through these every morning. But leaving the day job has been on it for years, boys.
Has it,
Like, I hate working. I hated doing jobs that weren't music. Like, I would much rather be at home 8 hours in the studio making tunes all day.
Put your mind in that clear spot to focus on music.
Exactly. Because the way it was then, like, even just... So I started that mini Irish tour while I was still working. I put me notice in, but I had to do the 2 weeks. And the first night the tour started while I was still in work. So I worked 7 to 3:30, went home, had a shower, a wash, bit of food. My mate picked me up, drove 3.5 hours to Sligo, played an hour and a half in Sligo, drove 3.5 hours home, got into bed I think 5:30 in the morning, got up then again at 7:30, went to work for 8 o'clock. Walked till 3:30 that day. And I'd done that like, even like Halloween and this last year, I played in Academy on a Thursday, I think it was a Thursday night. So I walked all day, went to the Academy, played an hour, got home at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, went back to work then at 7 o'clock that morning.
And how do you stay motivated? Because you said there a minute ago, you hit a low point where you're thinking of packing it in. How did you overcome that, and what made you hit that sort of low point?
I think it was getting to the point where I was doing the same thing over and over again, and I was stuck in this mentality of watching every other DJ around me and comparing myself to all these DJs.
That's what you say, the comparison is the TV joy.
Even my best mates, like if one of the lads did something little, like, because all of my mates are DJs, like, apart from Flags, like with Kyle, AK, Toig, like we're all DJs, that's how we're all mates. So it's rough, like if one of the lads do something, obviously you're great for them, but at this point you're delighted for them, but at this point I was looking at the lads doing stuff even, and I was like, oh, like, why am I not getting that, and why am I, like, what's going on? And I just didn't realise that I wasn't working for it, one, because I spent too much time watching what everyone else was doing. And the minute I kind of cut that out and got to the point where I was like, right, something has to change. I have to change my mindset, I have to change what I'm doing. This is not working, the music I'm making is not working, I'm not happy making it. So I just completely did a 360 and just started making fresh, whatever the fuck I wanted. Like, it's not trying to make this particular sound because people like this, or this remix, people like that. So I just started doing that. And
trusting that gut,
trusting me gut, and just not giving a fuck about anything but what I wanted to do and just doing it. Doing what was going to make me feel like I was doing good. Like.
And I think as well in music, you can make 1,000 songs and all you has to take is like 50 or 100 is to do well, or even one, yeah. Yeah,
one song.
That's what everything, innit? One post,
one post, one song. It's mental, and everything's TikTok.
Yeah.
Everything's all down to TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
TikTok,
that video blew up at you at Longitude last year, and then getting announced for this year, didn't it? You said you seen yourself playing Longitude this year. What was it like last year, and visualising yourself
crowd,
playing Longitude?
Yeah, what was that? Said I was mad.
I was just standing there like taking it all in. We went to Sunday last year, and
no one around you recognised that was your song, did they?
Couple of people did when I was standing there, yeah. Because I think everyone in that tent bar, like 2 DJs, played that tune that day. Like, right. Shauna played it first, Dara played it, Cameron played it. Then I walked down to the spin stage, Jay was playing it. It was mental. Like, the tune was following me around all day. And then I went and played it in the sound house that night for the after party, like. But I was just standing there, and I was with one of the boys, Josh, his missus, and my partner, and I was just like, telling you, watch, I'm going to be here next year. They were like, yeah, we believe it. I was like, no, I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna play that myself there next year, like. And I just, that's just it. I just locked it in my head. I was just so determined, like, and then it just.
What gives you that drive? You seem to have a good mindset and good motivation.
I don't know, honestly. It's just something in me that I think I will chase success in music for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I right now, I have a 5-year goal. And when I get to that, I'm going to have another 5-year goal. And when I get to that, I'm always going to be trying to get to the next step.
That's the key to life, is not stopping at one spot and thinking that you're grand, because
not getting complacent. Because
I
could have just said, right, grand, have Longitude, cool. I signed to Patch Top and Little. But it means fuck all, because now I have to do what do I have to do?
Then, do
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Just because I got these deadly, like, they're great achievements, and as I said, I'm delighted, I'm grateful, I'm so thankful to have them. And I appreciate everyone that gave these things, brought these things to me, and I'm appreciative to me for working for it. But it means fuck all, because
you're destined for more.
I'll have to do more, like.
And what's a day today now look like for you?
I'm still figuring out. Look, I'm really enjoying having the time to do it. Like, I'm not coming in from work at 3:30, chilling for an hour, and then staying in the studio all night, and then getting up for work. I'm still trying to figure out whether I prefer doing it in the morning or night. At the moment, I'm still sitting in the studio at night. I think that's just habit. So I'll go and I'll sit from, could be like 3:30 in the day, and I'll just go and do a couple of hours. I could be in there for an hour, I could be in there for 5 hours. I don't push it. If I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, I'll just bounce and just say, no, I'll come back to it tomorrow. Like, but that's it, walking the dog.
And you ever struggle with that, like, writer's block?
All the time.
Yeah.
Even this week,
I hear that's bad for DJs.
Made some nonsense this week in that studio, like, nonsense I was making.
Really?
How do you overcome that going on walks?
How do you know though? Like,
some people,
do you think so? Yeah, because some people think, oh, that's not great, or this is not. Even with pictures, people think, oh, that's not great. Yeah. But somebody else might think that's a belt.
I get that, right? I do. But when this is like a thing where you sit, like, imagine you sitting down here now and not being able to think of one thing to ask me.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there going, So imagine that at a laptop.
Yeah.
Because I'll sit for. I think I did 2 or 3 hours yesterday. And then I ended up just hopping on Discord with the boys, and we all just did brain rot, laughing for the night, like.
Yeah.
And it was grand, because whatever, we had a buzz, but not one tune was made yesterday, and I think I sat in that studio for about 7 hours. I made nonsense, and deleted it, and made nonsense, and deleted it, and made nonsense, and deleted it. And that could happen for a week.
It's all part of the process though, isn't it?
Exactly. And then I'll go in like that and make sweet tea in 20 minutes on a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
You can't, like.
What's the hardest part about it that nobody says?
Making the music, or just in general, DJing?
In general.
I think, because you're not just DJing, you're not just making music, you have to be an influencer now, you have to content.
Me and Glenn were only talking about that with the social media, or the content creator boxing. Even like, it's a bit unfair on the boxers that are training all their lives that are elite, but nobody knows they're elite because nobody knows who they are, do you know what I mean? So you have to have a balance about. You can't just be the greatest fighter ever, but nobody knows who you are, because then you're not the greatest fighter ever.
Yeah, and that's a weird thing. Like, it's not actually, like, I'd be trying to, like, comprehend this in my head sometimes. Like, it's actually not down to somehow, like, how hard you work. It's what you work on and how smart you work on it.
It's
like, you look at, like,
smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's it.
Because, like, there's some boxers out there, like, Bivol. I was only looking at Bivol, and he's the undisputed champion.
Yeah.
And then there's people like KSI who have way more followers and way more money than him, and I'm like, that's mad, like, because Bivol's in the gym 24/7. Now, I'm not saying KSI doesn't work hard, but he just works harder and smarter things. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. It's mental, but it's the same with DJing. There's DJs that it's very much a popularity contest as well. Do you know what I mean? It's what you're doing to stand out as much as what effort you're putting into the smarter alleys as well. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think collaborations help a lot in music? Like collabing with other DJs or musicians?
I like them sometimes, and sometimes I don't, to be honest, boys. Like, I think it's good, to get it to work with other people and see how they work. And I remember when I got to do the SoundCloud album with Belters and getting to watch them work in the show, that was great.
Yeah.
But I was useless that day because I was just too busy watching them, do you know what I mean? I think I do a lot better just on my own, flat. Because I hyper-focus. I think that's part of the ADHD or something, because I will lock in. And like, if you like bring me out of that focus, I'll snap. Like, don't talk to me. Like, I'll get a lot more done on my own faster. Whereas if I'm like that, if we're sitting on Discord with the boys, or I'm sitting in a shootout with the lads, I'll just mess. We'll talk and we'll laugh and we'll, you know what I mean? Yeah. I find it too hard to focus with someone else there, so I'd rather just be on my own.
Yeah. And you were talking about, you write your goals down and you look at them every morning.
Yeah.
What? Put them out there now so you can listen back.
I don't tell anyone my list, boys. I don't tell anyone my list. I don't mind talking about a few bits, but my manager, and that one does them. Like, but he was on my list. There's a good one.
Yeah, manager was on your list.
No, so my manager is Marty, but his company's Acid Booking Crew, so he manages Casso, Dara, Cody Wong. There's loads of us on it now. But before I went to Ibiza.
Is that Marty Guilfoyle?
Nah, he's from the north. But shout out to Marty though, what a legend. Yeah, I know Marty. I had management by Acid Booking on my goals for that year, and it happened. And I had Ibiza, and that happened. And had Longitude for this year, and it happened. Had Index for last year, and it happened. Well, it was in the academy, but that's Index now, so it still kind of counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't tell anyone, like, no one knows what's on my list but me.
Better off.
But I'll tell you when it happens, if it's on my list. You know
so
what I mean?
where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, 3 years?
I'd like to... Jesus. The next 3 years...
A lot can happen in 3 years.
Yeah, a lot.
Like, look at Longitude this year, that happened within a year.
Yeah, and there's a few, like, there's loads on this year that I can't even talk about, like, do you know what I mean? And there's loads of stuff that still hasn't been confirmed, it's still possible. The next 3 years, I'd like to, like, be closer to buying a house. That's a mad goal, but I'd like to, like, 3 years time, I'd like to be close to buying a house, and I'd like to be either planning the 3 arena or getting ready to do it.
Yeah,
that's sick.
I want to do it in the next 5 years. Like,
how are you back on this when you do
it? Yeah, definitely.
We'll do a live show or something in the tree arena. You can warm up.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. How are you finding? You're telling me before the show off the drink now. You're doing dry since January. How are you finding that before the gigs? Because you were saying you sort of cope with the drink before the gigs.
I'm not gonna sit here and like sugarcoat it. It's rough. It is rough. Look, it's not meant to be easy. Because for up until this January, every gig, I was having at least one drink, like, and that was grand. And it's just me personally, I don't want to go into the rest of this career and what's kicking off for me now. Like, I'm only a small fish still now, like, do you know what I mean? I have a lot bigger things waiting for me. I don't want to get to that point where I'm doing 3-4 shows in a week back to back and I'm drinking every single night and then dying and suffering mentally because of it. So I would rather sort all this out, sort my head out now, find another coping mechanism, whether it's the meditation, whether it's the toothpicks, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll figure it out. I'm getting through it. It's rough, but the feeling of being fresh and not obviously being down and mentally those torture the week after I go out and drink all weekend and play a gig is way more rewarding than standing there locked DJing.
Yeah, and fair play to DJ speaking up about that. Like I seen Ben Hemsley was talking about it. Yeah. BLK is very open about being sober now. Yeah. And then like yourself as well.
Yeah, like he's streaming now on Twitch. I don't know if you've seen BLK. Yeah. And I hopped into it the other day and he was chatting about being sober for, I think he's over a year sober now. But I was like, what helped you with like when you were doing it with the gigs? And he was like, go 15 minutes before and leave 15 minutes after. Like, just go and do the gig and go home. So that's what I've been doing. When trying to just
Bouncing
get in,
in and bouncing
play,
out.
go, and that's it.
Have you ever met BLK before?
No, I haven't.
Well,
Love to meet him,
I'd
Zach,
love
yeah.
to meet him, yeah, as well.
He's a cool dude, like.
Yeah, that's what, I don't know why, I've just always thought, like, I'd love to meet him, because
Yeah.
he doesn't say a lot, like, he doesn't do many interviews or anything, but...
No, yeah, he's kind of mysterious like that.
Yeah,
Have you
that's
wondering,
why, that's
like,
one of my goals, is to get him on this podcast.
Yeah.
Just
You should
because-
watch the Twitch. He's on Twitch nearly every night now, boys. He's been on it for hours. Like he was on it for like
Does
2 or
he?
3
Yeah.
hours there the other night. He's playing horror games now, but it was lethal because that's the most you've ever heard him speak. So you
Yeah,
watch it and I'm
yeah.
like, oh no way. That's what
Because,
he's
like, you
doing.
see loads of people just listen to his music, but you
Yeah.
never hear a word of him talking.
Yeah, yeah.
The only time I've ever seen him speaking was he was doing this ad for
Oh, the tea,
dental.
yeah.
and I was like, that's the
I've
only
seen that, yeah.
So he said, like, I'm going to be the first person to open this man up. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I actually haven't seen him do an interview or anything either.
No.
How are you preparing now for Longitude?
I wish it was tomorrow, boys.
Really?
Yeah, I'm ready, like. I am ready for this. Do you know what I mean? I made me intro for Longitude last year. Like, I had that made
Before it
on
was
my laptop
announced.
before I even knew I was getting it. Like, I think I had started making one for another festival that got cancelled. And then I was like, you know what, that'd be later for Longitude as well. So, fuck it, use it for Longitude when I get it next year.
That's like visualising though.
This is
that
what I'm
is,
saying.
yeah.
And I've had a playlist on my software for my music, my record box.
That's like what you
For
were saying.
Longitude,
That's like
since
what
last
you were
year.
saying before the podcast about the secret,
Yeah, yeah.
and you were visualising
Yeah, just
before you
visualising
know
it
it.
my whole life.
Deadly. And what advice would you give to the younger generation now, listening?
Not to get wrapped up listening or watching what other people are doing, because I think that was my biggest fault when I was still in the kind of like upcoming stage. That would have been my biggest fault, is just spending way too much time and way too much mental energy on other people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they're doing, because you're never going to do the same thing as them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone's journey or whatever is going to be different, so it doesn't, like, don't be looking at what I'm doing, like, focus on you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't be spending your days on your phone watching everyone else. Don't be getting wrapped up in everyone else's journey. Like, just focus on your own. Do your own thing.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a quote on my home screen. One of them, it's don't compare your step 1 to other people's step 10.
This is it. You're flat with the quotes, bro.
Oh,
I love
loved
it.
them. Absolutely
That's
loved them.
legal, yeah. That's actually tops, yeah.
Yeah. And another question I have for you is, this is going to be a new thing we're doing now.
Right.
What question do you have for the next guest?
Oh,
You don't know who he
Jesus,
is,
I
or
don't
what he
know who
does, or who she is, or what she does, but any
God,
question.
Put me on the spot, boys. I'm shite with shit like this. What
If
question?
you can't think of it, that's all good.
No, we'll just, might have to just give me a minute. Is there one thing that you would do differently? So say, how do you word it now? See, this is going to be my fault. I have it in my head, boys. One thing that you would change or do differently to get to where you are now.
That's a good one.
Does
Yeah,
that make
that's a
sense?
very
Am I
good
about to that?
one. Yeah.
Did that
Yeah,
come out
that's a
right?
very
Yeah.
good one.
That's a
Do
very
you want to
good
answer
one,
that
yeah.
yourself?
No, I wouldn't
Put
change
you on
that.
the spot there.
Wouldn't change that.
You wouldn't change that?
No, because the wisdom I have and all the failures, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the learning curves I've went
Yeah.
through and everything I've learned from years of doing this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't change it because of so many lessons.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadly. And before we wrap it up, is there upcoming shows that people should get their tickets for?
yeah. So we have Navan on the 16th, Greenfields Festival in Kildare in May. There'll be a nice after party announced for that as well, and manager's probably going to kill me, but the Longitude after party will be announced soon as well, so keep an eye out for that one. Don't kill me for saying that, Marty.
Deadly.
That's it, boys. Yeah.
Legend.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot
Fair
for coming
play.
on episode 33, Back in the Class podcast. Wrapped up.